Ground ball up the middle, backhanded by Glasser. He throws over to first in time. Oh, wow, what a play.
As a lefty will line one into center field. That one's going to drop. Coming in to score is Fabic. The Copperheads will have their first run of the season.
Swung on, line drive deep out into center field. That's going to get down in for an extra base hit and maybe more. Sebastian Fabic rounding second base. He's headed for third, and he's heading home. Chris Gambert standing on second base with a stand-up RBI double.
Fabic, and he drives that one a long way out into left field, ranging over, and it is off the wall. Both runners had to wait to see. Gambert is being sent to score. He will come in. Avery pulls into third. Fabic into second with an RBI double.
Copperheads Baseball is presented by Ohio Health and by Ambassador Laundry, Athens Chambers of Commerce, Athens County Convention and Visitors Bureau, The Cat's Eye, Classic Brands, Donato's Pizza, Dan Inman Electric, Echoing Hills, Edward Jones, Fall Green Moretime, Holiday Inn Express, Jackie O's, Kona Ice, Rocky Brands, Stephanie Wood and Ohio Realty, Shauna Stump, Snyder, Fuller, and Stroh, Union Street Diner, Ohio University Credit Union, and Wendy's.
Welcome back to Bob Wren Stadium for Game 3. The final game of this three-game set between the Richmond Jazz and the Southern Ohio Copperheads. Welcome to the broadcast, folks. I am Joey Medora alongside Connor Mills. And Connor, for the second straight series now, the Copperheads find themselves in a rubber match heading into Game 3.
Well, yeah, the Copperheads, they've been doing well as of late. I mean, 2 games, they've scored 6 runs in the first game against the Richmond Jazz, and then they scored 9, almost unanswered, to beat the Jazz in yesterday's game. Just 1 game under 500 right now, looking to battle their way back and hopefully string together a couple wins to, bring a bright side onto the season.
That's right, the Jazz won Game 1 of the series back on Friday for their first win of the season. In a 12-6 game going away, Copperheads answered strongly last night, though, winning 9-1 on the back of a great pitching performance by Thomas Cesaro as he went 8 2/3, 1 out away from picking up a complete game shutout, but giving up an infield single that scored the only run for the Jazz, and the Copperheads went on to win that game 9-1. On the bump today for the Copperheads is the freshman Jackson Mandela out of McHenry Community College. And Connor, in Mandela's first start of the year, very solid.
Absolutely. Mandela, brought a bright spot to the beginning of the season as he went 6 strong and, gave a strong start for the Copperheads.
As now we will head into the national anthem here at Bob Wren Stadium. When we come back from this break, Connor Mills will bring you the lineups. You're listening to Southern Ohio Copperheads Baseball on the Copperheads Media Network, presented by Ohio Health.
This is Austin Dunphy, the manager with the Southern Ohio Copperheads, and you're listening to the Copperheads Media Network.
As we are just moments away from the first pitch here of this rubber match at Bob Wren Stadium. Now Connor will run us through the starting lineups for today's game for both sides.
Well, on the mound for the Richmond Jazz is Evan Roberts. In the field, or batting for the Richmond Jazz, will be Noah Suarez leading things off. Then it'll be Jacob Burlingham in center field. Ryan Wickman, the left fielder, will bat third. Batting fourth is Mike Steffen, the first baseman. On the mound, and what appeared to be the designated hitter on the lineup card we received, but he is pitching, so there would be no designated hitter as he is in the lineup today. That would be Eric Roberts. Zach Giroux's a shortstop. Bats behind Roberts, Cole Antle in right, Zachary Steitler, the catcher, and Jace Feckler at third base. For the Copperheads, Zach Iverson leads things off. Carter Cross making his first start of the season. He bats second. Sebastian Fabic, the designated hitter. He's batting third with Chris Gambert in the cleanup spot. Zion Avery, Daniel Cruz, Reese Trahey, Jacob Erickson, and Ty Crittenberger is your lineup for the Copperheads with Jackson Mandela on the mound.
That's right, Jackson Mandela on the mound for his second start of the season, as he started back on opening day this past Tuesday. Went 6 innings, only giving up 2 hits, no runs, no earned, 1 walk, and 7 strikeouts. The first pitch of the game will be taken upstairs for a ball, 1-0. To open up this one, Noah Suarez up at the plate. He's batted lead up on all 3 games for the Jazz. He takes that pitch for a called strike, 1-1. As the 1-1 pitch, Suarez cut on and missed. And Mandela early ahead in the count now, 1-2. In the field for the Copperheads, Carter Cross in his first game with the team in left field, center field, Ty Crittenberger, right field will be Reese Trahey. At third base, Daniel Cruz, shortstop Erickson, as the 1-2 pitch is taken, called strike 3. Mandela strikes out the first batter he faced in this one, and there's 1 away now in the top of the first.
Well, Noah Suarez, to contrast from yesterday's game, he had 2 hits against Thomas Cesaro, who went 8 2/3 of nearly perfect baseball for him, and Suarez gets struck out here.
That's right, Cesaro only allowing 5 hits in the ball game last night. As now the 2-hitter playing center field, Jacob Burlingame, steps in as he swings at the first pitch from Mandela, 0-1.
And Mandela did have 7 strikeouts in his first start against the Licking County Settlers. So Mandela knows how to hurl it out there.
As the 0-1 pitch taken upstairs from Burlingame, 1-1 now. Burlingame so far in the young season has 7 hits in 19 at-bats, has played in all 5 games so far for the Jazz. As the 1-1 pitch is upstairs for a ball, 2-1. Now with those 7 hits, Burlingame has 1 triple, 3 RBIs, has drawn 2 walks. He's also stolen 3 bags. 2-1 pitch fouled back into the miss of Chris Gambert. Now even up the count at 2. Now Mandela gets the sign. Long pause. Now we'll kick and deal the 2-2 to Burlingame, and it will be taken outside, and Burlingame will run the count full now. With 1 away in the top of the first. No score yet. As Mandela kicks and deals. The full count pitch fouled back into the screen by Burlingame. So a nice at-bat here from the 2-hole hitter early on in this one.
Yeah, Burlingame really working Mandela early on here. He's battling to stay alive, making Mandela throw more pitches.
Mandela kicks and deals a 3-2 once again, and that pitch will be taken just inside for a ball. The second walk Mandela has issued on the season. And now the Jazz have a 1-out base runner. Now stepping into the dish is the 3-hitter Ryan Wickman. Wickman has played in all the games for the Jazz so far this season as well. With a .263 average, 5 hits and 19 at-bats, 3 RBIs so far on the season. As Burlingame stealing on the first pitch. Pitch called a strike. Throw down from Chris Gambert. Not in time. As the throw is on a hop to Zach Iverson at second. But Burlingame steals that bag fairly easily. His 4th one on the season. And now there's a runner in scoring position with 1 away. As now Gambert calls time behind the plate to get a new sign for Mandela. Mandela did not face too many base runners in his first start. Again, only allowing 2 hits and walking 1. As the 0-1 pitch in, the Wickman is taken low for a ball, 1-1. Mandela at a McHenry Community College was red-shirted this past season. As the 1-1 pitch into Wickman, taken on the outside part of the plate for a strike, 1-2.
And for Ryan Wickman, a redshirt freshman from Valpo.
1-2 pitch into him in the dirt. Nice job blocking it is Chris Gambert. Runner stays at second. And it'll be a 2-2 count.
Had a 116 batting average in college, 240 on base percentage, slugging at 140. Scored 2 runs, had a double, 2 RBIs, walked 6 times, and struck out 15 times.
Wickman out of Spring Green, Wisconsin, the only Valparaiso player on this roster for the Jazz. The 2-2 pitch from Mandela will be popped foul over top the press box. And we'll do it again at 2-2. Now Mandela toes the rubber. Comes set. 2-2 pitch. Taken, called, strike 3. Wickman thought it was a bit outside, but Mandela has his second strikeout on the outing, and now Mike Steffen will step into the dish with 2 away, trying to drive in a runner in scoring position.
And it's really telling when both your strikeouts have been strikeout looking. It's a pitch that's close. It's a pitch that will fool a lot of batters, and Mandela seems to have it against at least Suarez and Wickman today.
So Mike Steffen digs in the lefty. First pitch to him from Mandela is a called strike, 0-1. Now Steffen out of Canisius College from Williamsville, New York. Has 9 hits and 21 at-bats so far on the season. As the 0-1 pitch to him is a fly ball into the infield. Zach Iverson raging over. He's camped underneath it. He will make the catch, calling off Zion Avery. And it's a fairly quiet inning for the Richmond Jazz as they get 1 runner on a walk. But other than that, Mandela strikes out 2, gets a pop-up, and he is out of the first inning. No runs, no hits, 1 left on. We head into the bottom of the first inning. The Copperheads get their first chance to bat here in Game 3 against the Richmond Jazz. You were listening to Copperheads Baseball on the Copperheads Media Network, presented by Ohio Health. Ambassador Laundry, your locally owned and operated laundry and dry cleaning business, is a proud sponsor of the Copperheads. Stop by 15 West Stimson for all your laundry and dry cleaning needs.
It's a grand slam when you shop locally. Look for the Athens Area Chamber of Commerce logo and be sure to support the businesses that support the Athens Sandlot, our very own Copperheads, and our community. Love Athens. Keep it local, because together we make a difference.
The fun is just beginning in Athens, Ohio. Outdoor concerts and festivals, rails and trails, a 30-mile meal, and the funky vibe of uptown Athens and Court Street, Ohio's most eccentric half-mile. The best road trip starts at AthensOhio.com, the region's most comprehensive site for maps, shopping, and dining directories, and events calendar. Visit AthensOhio.com and start planning your next adventure.
Classic brands Budweiser and Yingling are all proud supporters of Copperheads Baseball. Please drink responsibly and always use a designated driver. Responsibility matters.
Donato's is the exclusive pizza provider of the Southern Ohio Copperheads. With toppings loaded from edge to edge, Donato's Pizza will be sure to satisfy your hunger. Located at 688 East State Street in Athens, make Donato your pizza of choice today. Order by calling 740-529-5049 or order online at donatos.com.
This is Jackson Mandela. I'm from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and this is your Copperhead Media Network.
I'm Sam Worst.
Jackson Mandela on the bump for the Copperheads in this one. As due up this inning is Zach Iverson, Carter Cross in his first game with the Copperheads, just joining the team yesterday, and Sebastian Fabic all due up this inning, facing Eric Roberts. As the first pitch from Roberts on the day will be taken on the outside corner for a strike, 0-1 into the lefty Zach Iverson. Now Roberts has made 1 appearance pitching so far this season, going 2 innings, allowing 1 hit, 1 run. As his second pitch, again taken for a strike on the inside corner. And Iverson is quickly behind in the count, 0-2.
Iverson did go 2 for 3 in yesterday's game, walked a couple times.
Working fast as Roberts. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Iverson chops it over to third, picked up, spinning around, throw on the first in the dirt, but it is dug out by the first baseman, Steffen. And Zach Iverson will be retired to begin the bottom half of the first inning.
Well, it's interesting to see that the Jazz put a shift onto Zach Iverson, as there was almost nobody along the left side, but third baseman Felker was able to range over into the hole and make the play.
Up playing Iverson the pull there. He does hit it the other way, though. But it's a nice play by the third baseman. Felker to range over to make the play, and now Carter Cross out of the University of Nebraska digs in. First pitch to him is called a strike. Cross in his first game with the team after just joining, as he hits that ball on a hop to Mike Steffen. Steffen will take it himself to the bag, and 2 quick outs for the Copperheads in the bottom half of the first inning. So it's an unsuccessful first at-bat for Carter Cross. And now Sebastian Fabik digs into the plate. Haven't said enough about this guy yet this season. Has 10 hits and 19 at-bats. Has played in every game, second in the GL, SCL, and batting average through the first 5 games. First pitch into him from Eric Roberts, taken outside and low for a ball, 1-0. Now Fabik, 3 doubles, 3 RBIs, has drawn 5 walks, has a .625 on-base percentage. As his 1-0 pitch is lashed into the right center field gap, it will drop. Fielded by the right fielder, fire back into the infield, but Sebastian Fabik now has a hit in all 6 ball games to start the year, and there will be a 2-out base runner after all in the bottom half of the first.
Well, I think you should just write down a hit for Fabik at this point in your scorebooks, because he just keeps on hitting and hitting and hitting. It's unbelievable what he's been doing.
Been on fire for sure to start the season. Now that will give a chance for the cleanup hitter Chris Gambert to bat here in the first. First pitch to him is taken below the knees for a ball, 1-0. So Fabik's average just keeps on climbing. As here comes a 1-0 pitch to Gambert. Now he will line one on the ground past second into right center field. Rounding and heading to third is Sebastian Fabik. Chris Gambert digging, sliding into second base. Throw is not in time. And there'll be 2 runners in scoring position. That's a second double for Gambert here on the young season. And the Copperheads now threatening with 2 away.
Well, with Chris Gambert right there, a hard ground ball just right up the middle to the right of second base, and it goes all the way into the outfield. You can't hit a ground ball harder than that.
Stung that one into the right center field gap, as there was a pretty big gap between the center fielder and right fielder. As now Zion Avery digs in. He's first ball swinging, fouls it down towards the Copperhead dugout. And it'll be an 0-1 count to Zion Avery. Zion Avery out of Ohio University. Got the night off last night, back in the lineup today, playing first base. As the 0-1 pitch to him is low and outside, blocked by the catcher, Steitler. That'll be a 1-1 count. As Zion Avery has 2 hits and 13 at-bats so far on the season, come around to score 3 times. Has also been hit by a pitch 4 times in the 4 games he's played, as he hits a hard ground ball to the second baseman, Suarez. He will pick it up on the hop, fired on the first. So despite back-to-back 2-out hits for the Copperheads, unable to get a run on the board. As we will head into the top of the second inning, neither team strike here in the first inning. The Copperheads pick up 2 hits, leave them both on base, and nobody comes around to score. So we head into the top of the second inning. You are listening to Copperheads Baseball on the Copperheads Media Network, presented by Ohio Health.
Echoing Hills provides individuals a place to call home and a comfortable and safe environment where they can achieve their dreams surrounded by supportive friends and staff. For more information, contact them at 740-594-3541.
Fall Green Mortine, one of the nation's leading integrated marketing and communication firms, prides itself on hiring the best and brightest graduates from across the country each year. In fact, the company is home to many Ohio University alumni. For more details on internships and employment opportunities, visit www.fallgreenmortine.com.
You'll be living the life if you stay at the Holiday Inn Express with a free complimentary breakfast, high-definition televisions in all the rooms, and free Wi-Fi. in addition to being the only non-smoking hotel in Athens. Live the life, Holiday Inn Express.
Fans, Jackie O's Pub and Brewery is the official pregame and postgame hangout for the Copperheads. Be sure to meet us there before and after every game. From your pint to your plate, Jackie O's proudly presents...
I'm Sebastian Fabic from Cincinnati, Ohio, and you're listening to the Copperheads Media Network.
Sebastian Fabic on an absolute tear to start the season as he extended his hit streak to 6 games with a base hit in the bottom of the first inning, but now top of the second here. No score so far. Eric Roberts, the pitcher, digging in to the plate as the Jazz opt not to use a DH in today's game as the first pitch from Mandel is taken high and outside for a ball, 1-0. Now Eric Roberts has 14 at-bats on the season so far as the 1-0 pitch is taken low in the zone for a ball, 2-0. 4 hits for him. Has come in to score 4 times. As now Mandela deals a 2-0 pitch. That pitch is cut on and fouled back into the screen, 2-1. Eric Roberts at Evansville College. As he only played in 6 games for them this past year, as he lines one hard towards the second baseman, Iverson. He slides and makes a stop, fires it on the first for the first out of the inning. So a smooth play there from Zach Iverson. And there's one away now in the top of the second.
And again, the defense has just been solid for the Copperheads. You know, tremendous plays made in yesterday's game by Glasser, by Cruz, by Ben Rushing. It doesn't matter who's making them. You know, they're just making them.
Diving all around the field are the Copperheads so far in this season. And now the shortstop, Zach Jaros, steps in. First pitch to him is called strike, 0-1. Now Jaros has played in all 3 games this series. At a Butler University, has 3 hits and 15 at-bats so far on the season as Mandela steps off the mound to get a new signal from Chris Gambert. Now quickly toes rubber again. Here comes the 0-1, taken low and outside for a ball, 1-1. Jaros played in 51 games for the Butler Bulldogs this past year. As the pitch to him is fouled down the third base line. And he'll be behind in the count, 1-2. As Jaros back in the spring batted .232, scoring 32 runs, 4 doubles, 16 RBIs, striking out 43 times, had a .336 on base percentage as he heads into his senior year with Butler. And the 1-2 pitch is a check swing that hits off the knob of the bat. So it'll be a foul ball, and we'll do it again at 1-2.
Almost like he was playing pool right there with the baseball.
Yeah, pitch ran in on the hands, and it hits the knob of the bat. The 1-2 pitch slider taken outside for a ball, 2-2. So here comes the 2-2 pitch from Mandel. That ball will be looped out toward the second baseman Iverson. He's charging it, fires it on to first. Not in time. It was a bang-bang play over there at first. But Jaros is able to dig out the infield single, and there'll be a runner on first with 1 away in the top of the second.
Well, that ball just hung up in the air just long enough. Iverson had to charge in and field it on a hop. His only chance of making it out there would have been diving in the infield to try to get it because of the speed of Jaros.
That ball was in on the hands of Jaros, and he did just enough to pop it over top the mound towards Iverson. And he legs out the infield single. Now the first pitch into Cole Antle is swung on and fouled down the third base line, 0-1. Cole Antle in right field in this ball game, still searching for his first hit on the season in 9 at-bats. As now Mandela with a very slow pickoff attempt over to first, diving back very easily is Jaros.
Well, the only way that Antle is going to get a hit this season is if he remains in the lineup, and that's what Coach Woodson wants from him.
0-1 pitch taken low and outside for a ball, 1-1.
Just has to see more pitching, see more at-bats, and keep on swinging to try to get his first hit.
Anto out of Ohio Wesleyan University. Played in 36 games in the spring, picking up 49 hits, batting .314 for them as the 1-1 pitch to him is grounded towards the shortstop Erickson. He fires it on to second for the force out, back to first. Not in time, but the Copperheads will get the lead runner. And now there's 2 away in the top of the second inning.
Well, a little hesitation from Erickson after fielding the ball. Wasn't a clean transfer. Was able to get out the lead runner to at least get 1 out of it. And then the turn just wasn't quick enough.
Yep, Erickson sort of bobbled it in his glove a little bit before flipping it over to Iverson, as now Zach Steitler grounds the first, but he sees towards Daniel Cruz. It takes a hop on him and gets out into left field. Carter Cross fires it back into the infield. I would think that one would be scored an error on Daniel Cruz as the ball was hit right at him and got by him into the outfield. We'll wait to see the official scoring on that, but now there's runners on first and second with 2 away.
Yeah, I believe that's going to be an error. You know, he had a glove around there. Could have gotten in front of it a little bit. But for Cruz, tried to olay it a little bit and just couldn't get a glove.
As it is officially ruled an error on the play. And now a balk is called on Jackson Mandela by the field ump, Bryce McCullough. And now Coach Austin Dunphy is coming out and talking to McCullough, yelling that he never came set, so he doesn't know why that's called a balk. But nonetheless, the runners will move up to second and third now with 2 away.
Well, Bryce McCullough just making the balk call, and now Mandela will go from the windup.
The pitch to Mandela to the 9-hitter, Jace Felker, is taken low for a ball, 1-0. So Austin Dunphy not happy with the balk call on Mandela, as now the 1-0 pitch will be lined into center field towards Krittenberger. He takes a step back and will have the out in center field. So despite the balk moving both runners into scoring position, it does not come back to hurt Jackson Mandela, and the Copperheads are able to work out of the 2-out jam. Going into the bottom of the second now. Still no score here at Bob Run Stadium in this rubber match between the Richmond Jazz and the Southern Ohio Copperheads. You're listening to Copperheads Baseball on the Copperheads Media Network, presented by Ohio Health. Fans, Jackie O's Pub and Brewery is the official pregame and postgame hangout for the Copperheads. Be sure to meet us there before and after every game. From your pint to your plate, Jackie O's proudly presents over 40 beers on draft, produced right here in Athens. Newly remodeled public house and kitchen menu, uptown in-house bakery, 22-acre farm and taproom facility lunch specials, and locally sourced dinners, 7 days a week. 100-plus person outdoor patio, uptown. Learn more at JackieO's.com, Instagram, or Facebook today. After the game, be sure to stop by Jackie O's Uptown or the tap room on Campbell Street. Just because the game ended doesn't mean your night has to. Jackie O's, the official pregame and postgame sponsor of your Copperheads.
Don't forget to stop by Kona Ice behind the press box on the third base side, locally owned and operated by Rich Hayes of Athens. They offer tropical shaved ice in an assortment of flavors, and be sure to ask about their fundraising opportunities.
I'm Zach Iverson. I'm from Michigan State University. You're listening to the Copperheads Media Network.
Zach Iverson, one of the 4 Michigan State Spartans on this roster for the Copperheads this summer, as he gets to start at second base today, batting leadoff. But due up this inning is the third baseman Daniel Cruz, followed by Reese Trahey and Jacob Erickson. 6, 7, 8 hitters due up for the Copperheads this inning. Daniel Cruz now stepping into the plate, getting his second game of action with the Copperheads after joining the team yesterday. As a 0-0 pitch from Eric Roberts taken outside for a ball, 1-0.
I'd say it was a fairly successful start for Cruz yesterday.
Yep, Cruz wasted no time getting acclimated to Athens. Went 2 for 4 with 2 RBIs. The next pitch into him is launched out towards left field. Running over is the left fielder, will make the play.
Yeah, Wickman has the ball in his hand and, really crashed into the bullpen fence down the line in left field. He appears to be okay as he's hugging his arm a little bit and kind of rolled the ball in. So, not really sure why he rolled it. Maybe could be a little bit sore on the arm. but a little slow recovery.
That's a long out for Daniel Cruz. Couldn't tell if he came up with the ball or first at not, as he didn't show it to the umpire. But he made the catch down towards the Copperheads bullpen and banged into the wall. So Daniel Cruz will be retired to start the bottom of the second. Now Reese Trahey digs in. First pitch to him will be taken low and inside for a ball, 1-0. Trahey has seen limited action in the first few games, has had 5 at-bats. 2 hits for him in those 5 at-bats. As a 1-0 pitch is taken for a called strike, 1-1. And there comes a 1-1 pitch to Trahey, taken on the inside corner for a strike, and Roberts has him down 1-2.
No, pitch him low and away, pitch him low and inside. Painting the corners for Evan Roberts.
1-2 pitch from Roberts is a grounder towards second baseman Noah Suarez. He fields it cleanly, throws it on to first in time. And much like the first inning, the first 2 Copperheads are retired. And there's 2 away now in the bottom of the second. So in comes the shortstop, Jacob Erickson, getting his first at-bat in this one. Erickson had the night off last night. Back in the lineup today is the first pitch to him, taken right down Main Street for a strike, 0-1. Erickson, another one of the Michigan State Spartans on the team, as the 1-0 pitch is chopped foul back behind home plate, and Erickson quickly behind in the count, 1-2. Erickson just 1 for 11 so far on the season, has struck out 7 times. And the 0-2 pitch now from Eric Roberts is taken just outside for a ball. Some of his teammates started walking off the field there, but they'll have to stay in place, 1-2.
Well, not only some, I'd say most.
Now Roberts back on the mound, kicks and deals a 1-2. Erickson swings right through it. Strike 3. Copperheads go down in order in the bottom half of the second. No runs, no hits, no errors. None left on base. Heading into the top of the third inning, still no score here at Bob Wren Stadium as the Copperheads look to get back to 500 at 3-3 with a victory here today. You are listening to Copperheads Baseball on the Copperheads Media Network, presented by Ohio Health. Snyder Fuller & Stroh is one of the premier financial and insurance firms in the region. If you have questions regarding your financial, insurance, or employee benefit package, please call Mark Snyder, Jim Fuller, or Dan Stroh at 740-594-8385 or visit them online at www.snyderfullerstroh.com. That is SNIDERFULLERSTROH.com.
The Cat's Eye Saloon at 12 North Court Street features a great selection of craft beers on tap.
My name is Chris Gambit from Louisville, Kentucky. Shout out to all my Bellarmine Knights. You're listening to Copperheads Media Network.
Top of the third inning here at Bob Wren Stadium. Still no score in this one, as this is the third game of the 3-game set. Richmond Jazz took the first game 12-6. Back on Friday, Copperheads rebounded yesterday to beat the Jazz 9-1 to set up the rubber match here today. As Coach Woodson for the Jazz, a little late to get out to third base to start the inning. Now he's making his way down towards the box.
Well, a little late, but, you know, he showed the hustle out of there. Jogged around.
First pitch to Mandela. Into Noah Suarez is fouled way out of play down the third base line, 0-1.
Well, Suarez struck out looking his first time up, didn't want to get cheated. So a fastball he sees, he's just going to swing on it.
Suarez took a rip at the first pitch he saw. As now here comes a 1-0 pitch, and Suarez swinging again now to Jacob Erickson. Erickson takes a step, fires it on the first to get Suarez just by a step. Nice strong throw there from Erickson. And a good stretch from Zion Avery over at first base, and there's one away in the top of the third.
Yeah, Erickson kind of took his time, almost hurt him, but in the end, it's an out. And he is able to get first out of the inning.
So now the 2-hitter Jake Burlingame steps into the plate. He drew a walk his first time up. His first pitch to him, taken outside for a ball, 1-0. as Mandela in his second start of the year. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. Hits just about the same spot as the last one. Ruled a ball, 2-0. Mandela pitched 6 shutout innings back in the season opener against the Licking County Settlers. A 2-0 pitch taken below the knees for a ball. And Burlingame is way ahead in the count now, 3-0.
Well, it must be something about Burlingame, because Burlingame walked his first time up, and now he's ahead in the count, 3-0.
Burlingame so far on the season, 7 for 19. As now Mandela fires a strike to Burlingame, 3-1. Burlingame taking all the way on that one. And Mandela back on the rubber, kicks and deals a 3-1. Taking on the inside corner. So Mandela trying to battle all the way back in this one, full count. Now Mandela gets a sign from the catcher, Gambert. Winds up, kicks and deals a 3-2 pitch, line deep down the right field line, but hooking foul over towards the visiting bullpen. So Burlingame hit that one a long way, but he will just get to see another pitch.
I think that was the closest we've seen to a ball reaching the Ohio softball field so far this season. As we heard about last season, a couple players hit it over there and into their fields.
Payoff pitch taken upstairs to Burlingame. He now walks for the second time in as many plate appearances. And a one-out base runner for the Richmond Jazz. As now Caleb Meeks is in the batter's box, as Wickman appears to have been replaced after making that catch out in left field when he banged into the bullpen, as we did see him come up holding his arm after that play happened.
It was kind of telling when the ball kind of rolled into the infield. He stayed out there, tried to tough it out. But when you bang into a wooden fence like that, charging full speed, it's going to hurt.
So now Caleb Meeks gets the at-bat. He fouls one down the first base line. Out of play again, down towards the bullpen. So Caleb Meeks coming on to replace Ryan Wickman. Meeks has played in 2 games so far this season. He is 2 for 4. And at-bats also pitched in 2 games for the Richmond Jazz. Here comes a 1-0 pitch. Burlingame stealing. That ball is again fouled down towards a similar spot down the first base foul line. So Meeks comes in off the bench and is quickly behind in the count 0-2.
Well, one thing that the Richmond Jazz are doing well of is raising the pitch count for Jackson Mandela, already around 54 pitches so far in this game. And if this pace continues, he's most likely not going to reach the 6th, 7th inning.
So Mandela comes set. Burlingame leads off first. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Caleb Meeks taken outside for a ball, 1-2. Caleb Meeks digs back into the batter's box. Here comes 1-2 pitch. Burlingame is going. Caleb Meeks minds it back up the middle. Zach Iverson, it tips off his glove and rolls away. Now trying to go to third is Burlingame. Throw on from the shortstop, Erickson. He is ruled safe. The throw beat him by a mile, but the umpire rules that Cruz didn't get the tag down in time, so now there'll be runners on the corners with one away as Austin Dunphy comes out to argue with field umpire Bryce McCullough.
Well, it was just a weird play as the ball caromed away from the second baseman, Iverson, who was trying to make the play. And then it looked like the throw did beat Burlingame at third. And then maybe Cruz missed the tag. Maybe Burlingame danced around it. That possibly could be what Bryce McCullough is saying there. But it looks like coming out of the dugout, Dunphy was heated.
Daniel Cruz gestured towards McCullough that he made the tag in time, as the throw definitely did beat Burlingame to the bag. Now Austin Dunphy walking away from McCullough as McCullough stares him down as he walks back towards the dugout.
Well, this will be a storyline to follow for the rest of the game.
Already a couple issues between Coach Dunphy and McCullough early on in this game. So now there'll be runners on the corners with one away. Mike Steffen digs in. He popped up to second his first time up. Now he's first ball swinging out into left field, ranging over is Carter Cross. He will make the catch. Runner is tagging. Throw is cut off by Daniel Cruz. Now the runner heading towards second. Meeks will be in there safely. The run comes in to score. It's a sac fly RBI for Mike Steffen, and the Jazz grab a 1-0 lead here in the top of the third.
Now batting for the Richmond Jazz from the University of Evansville, the pitcher, number 9.
So it's the first run Jackson Mandela gives up on the season. As now there'll be 2 away for Eric Roberts, the pitcher, with a runner on second base. First pitch in to Roberts is taken on the outside part of the plate for a strike, 0-1.
And it really hasn't been hard-hit balls that are getting RBIs in for the Richmond Jazz. They only scored 1 run in yesterday's game, and it was on a little trickler up the third base line, this one off of a sac fly.
After exploding for 12 in the first game, as that pitch is again taken on the outside corner for a strike, 0-2.
And again, the hits that have been in this inning, just the one hit by Meeks, infield single, and Burlingame reached with a walk. So they're not really seeing Mandela real well.
0-2 pitch into Roberts, taken upstairs for a ball, 1-2.
They've just either put the ball in the play and seeing what happens, or they're just raising Mandela's pitch count and forcing a walk.
Now Mandela comes set, 1 run in the inning. Here comes the pitch to the breaking ball, grounded out towards Zach Iverson at second. He will pick it up, throw on to first in time to retire the side in this inning. But the Jazz are able to strike first in this game on a sac fly from Mike Steffen after a questionable call at third base. As Daniel Cruz thought he tagged out Jacob Burlingame at third. But field umpire Bryce McCullough calls him safe. Next pitch, sac fly into left field. The Jazz get their first run in the game, and now the Copperheads will look to answer in the bottom of the third inning. You're listening to Copperheads Baseball on the Copperheads Media Network, presented by Ohio Health. The Copperheads would like to thank Wendy's for their support of the team and players. If you're hungry, stop into Wendy's located off Richland Avenue and East State Street. Check the back of your ticket stub for a free small Frosty with any purchase.
Stephanie Wood with Ohio Realty. She will help you find your next safe home. Stephanie Wood, bringing home the results and going the extra distance. Ambassador Laundry, your locally owned and operated laundry and dry cleaning business, is a proud sponsor of the Copperheads. Stop by 15 West Stimson for all your laundry and dry cleaning needs.
Hi, this is Thomas Cesaro from Lee University, and you're listening to Copperheads on the Copperheads Media Network.
Thomas Cesaro picked up the win on the mound last night for the Copperheads, going 8 2/3 innings, only allowing 1 run on 5 base hits, but just unable to complete the complete game shutout, as with 2 away in the top of the 9th inning last night. An infield single plated the only run for the Jazz in their 9-1 loss to the Copperheads. 9-1-2 due up in the bottom half of the 3rd inning, as Ty Krittenberger will lead off the inning, followed by Zach Iverson and Carter Cross.
Well, speaking about Thomas Cesaro, he's the first base coach today, taking the day off after going 8 2/3 yesterday.
0-0 pitch to Krittenberger, taken upstairs for a ball, 1-0. That's we know Cesaro always wants to do something when he's not in the game. As the 1-0 pitch is popped, foul and out of play. To even up the count at 1. We know Cesaro's asked us many times to try to get up in the booth for a game.
Yeah, whenever he's free, we'll try to get him on air. Him and a couple of the Copperheads at some point during this season.
As now the 1-1 pitch into Krittenberger is grounded to the second baseman, Jaros. He makes a strong throw over to first, dug out by the first baseman, Steffen, to get Krittenberger by a step. As now it's 5 batters in a row retired by Eric Roberts, and there's 1 out in the bottom of the 3rd.
Well, it was really Sebastian Fabic and Chris Gambert back in the bottom of the 1st with a single and a double. But other than that, Evan Roberts has kind of cruised to this point in the game.
Been the only 2 hits the Copperheads have so far as the first pitch into the leadoff hitter, Zach Iverson, is taken for a ball 1-0. As the Jazz struck the board in the top half of the third inning on a sac fly to score the first run of the game. And now the 1-0 to Iverson, swings on and fouls it back into the screen, 1-1. Iverson grounded out to third in his first out bat. As now the 1-1 pitch from Roberts is swung on and missed. Took something off that one, and Iverson chased it down low, 1-2.
Iverson was not expecting that pitch, anticipating the fastball, and coming off with the changeup was Roberts.
Iverson way out in front of that one. Now will have to protect here with 2 strikes. Here comes a 1-2 pitch from Roberts, taken just above the letters for a ball, 2-2. Roberts gets the sign, kicks and deals a 2-2 pitch. Will be lined into left field. Ranging over is Caleb Meeks, and he will make the catch on the run. And more gracefully than Ryan Wickman's bang into the wall, he's able to stop himself, and there's 2 away in the bottom of the third inning.
Yeah, that was a little bit more graceful to put it into words. You know, Wickman just went all out and slammed into the fence, where Meeks kind of eyed up the fence knowing what happened to Wickman and slowly walked his way into there in a gentle push-off to be able to make the out.
So Carter Cross digs in. He's first ball swinging towards shortstop Jaros. Throw on the run in time. So quick inning of work there from Roberts. 3 up, 3 down. As he is now retired 7 in a row, going back to the bottom of the first inning. So Copperheads still trailing in this one, 1-0 here in this rubber match between the Richmond Jazz and the Southern Ohio Copperheads. You are listening to Copperheads Baseball on the Copperheads Media Network, presented by Ohio Health. It's a grand slam when you shop locally. Look for the Athens Area of Commerce logo and be sure to support the business that support the Athens Sandlot, our very own Copperheads, and our community. Love Athens. Keep it local, because together we make a difference.
The fun is just beginning in Athens, Ohio. Outdoor concerts and festivals, rails and trails, a 30-mile meal, and the funky vibe of Uptown Athens and Court Street, Ohio's most eccentric half-mile. The best road trip starts at AthensOhio.com, the region's most comprehensive site for maps, shopping and dining directories, and events calendar. Visit AthensOhio.com and start planning your next adventure.
Classic brands Budweiser and Yuengling are proud supporters of Copperheads Baseball.
Hey, I'm Scott Combs, catcher for the Copperheads, and you're listening to the Copperhead Media Network.
Top of the fourth inning here at Bob Wren Stadium, throwing it over to Connor Mills to take over the play-by-play duties for the next few innings.
Well, thank you, Joey. And in this inning, it'll be Zach Charose, Cole Antle, and Zachary Steitler as the Richmond Jazz hold a 1-0 lead here in the top of the fourth inning. Taking a view down the right field line is we see the new men's head basketball coach as a first pitch from Mandela into Zach Charose for a ball. Jeff Bowles for the Ohio Bobcats taking in a Southern Ohio Copperheads game. Bowles just yesterday as the 1-0 is lined out into center field, but ranging over into right center field is the center fielder Ty Krittenberger to make the one-hand catch. That's first down in the top of the fourth with the Jazz leading 1-0. So Jeff Bowles named the new head coach of Ohio men's basketball, replacing Saul Phillips, who went 5 years. And Bowles yesterday threw out the first pitch at the Cleveland Indians game, as it was the Indians and the Yankees yesterday. And Bowles then went on to the radio as a breaking ball misses inside to Cole Antle. Bowles was on the radio with Tom Hamilton, Indians radio broadcaster, as it was Hamilton who called a basketball game when Todd Bowles was during his playing career, Jeff Bowles. So Bowles and Hamilton reunited as the pitch is at 2 balls and no strikes.
Of course, Coach Bowles coming over from Stony Brook, former OU basketball player.
3 straight balls now into Cole Antle as it counts at 3-0.
As you remember, he was brought to tears at his press conference to introduce him as the new coach. This is a dream come true for him to be the Bobcats' new head coach.
Well, and apparently he loves baseball, as that's ball 4 to Cole Antle, who reaches base with a walk. Reached base with the fielder's choices last time up, but now the third walk issued by Jackson Mandela as the Richmond Jazz have the 1-0 lead. And Jeff Bowles has to love baseball because he threw out a first pitch for the Ohio Bobcats earlier on in their season during a home game, and now he just threw out a first pitch for the Cleveland Indians. And I'm sure Bowles, as this one is swung on and lifted out into foul territory. Third baseman Cruz is ranging near the fence and leaps, just can't make the play as Cruz goes over the fence. A trio of Southern Ohio, well, we'll say a trio of Southern Ohio Copperheads are there. We're laughing because Daniel Cruz, after flipping over the fence, then just picks up the ball to show everyone. Unfortunately, people saw that the ball dropped before he caught it. But that's a nice try from Daniel Cruz to try to trick people here in the stands. Got a nice laughter.
Tried to pull one over on everybody here in the stands. As Cruz takes a tumble. Appears to be okay. Popped right back up.
He's in good spirits, too. As the 0-1 breaking ball misses for Mandela. 1 ball and 1 strike into Zachary Steitler. And Steitler was on the receiving end of an error from Daniel Cruz back in the top of the 2nd inning. That was Cruz's first error as a Copperhead, as the 1-1 from Mandela will not be thrown as he steps off and checks over to first base and see what Cole Antle has been up to. No throw. Antle just goes back standing. So Jackson Mandela from the stretch, now he deals a swinging foul ball, chopped off towards the left side and over near the Copperheads dugouts for strike number 2. On the move was Cole Antle during the pitch. So Mandela was verified in checking over the one time.
Speaking of Cruz, talking with Coach Dunphy after the game yesterday, he talked about Cruz coming in yesterday and how he's a hustle player. He goes hard for every ball. As we saw yesterday, he sprinted all the way out in the left field, almost took out Jared Hurd.
Almost did. But it was that tough mentality that has impressed the coach for the Copperheads, Austin Dunphy. As this one line drive, hot shot over towards second, to throw over to 1 and first in time, double play. 4-6-3 double play off the bat as Zach Steitler goes to Iverson, to Erickson, to Avery to end things here in the top of the 4th inning. As it's the Richmond Jazz 1, the Copperheads nothing. We'll return right here on the Copperheads Media Network, presented by Ohio Health.
The Southern Ohio Copperheads would like to show our support for Echoing Hills. Echoing Hills provides individuals a place to call home in a comfortable and safe environment where they can achieve their dreams surrounded by supportive friends and staff. For more information, contact them at 740-594-3541.
Ball Green Mortine, one of the nation's leading integrated marketing and communication firms, prides itself on hiring the best and brightest graduates from across the country each year. In fact, the company is home to many Ohio University alumni. For more details on internships and employment opportunities, visit www.ballgreenmortine.com.
Hi, I'm Zion Avery. I go to Ohio University. I'm first baseman catcher for the Copperheads, and you're listening to Copperhead Network.
It's the bottom of the 4th inning. Copperheads due up at the plate. It'll be Sebastian Fabic, Chris Gambert, and Zion Avery as the Copperheads trail by a score of 1-0. Evan Roberts still out on the mound for the Richmond Jazz. And for Roberts, as of now, he's through 3 innings, allowing 2 hits and 1 strikeout. Well, as I say that, there was a pitching change, as that is not Evan Roberts. That'll be number 30 for the Richmond Jazz. There'll be a new pitcher even in the lineup for the Richmond Jazz, as he's new addition into Point Streak roster. We'll try to get a name as quickly as possible.
It's actually Brody Mariotti out
really?
there on the mound for the Richmond Jazz.
Brody Mariotti on the mound, as now it rings a bell. We questioned why Mariotti wasn't in today's game. Well, he must have been slated to pitch, as the first pitch into Sebastian Fabic is swung on and missed for strike 1. Well, Mariotti as a batter is .419 on the season, batting .211, as a second pitch into Sebastian Fabik swung back and fouled back to the screen, 0-2. Mariotti, this will be his first pitching appearance in the GLSCL. Out of Concordia University as the 0-2 is swung on and another foul ball off the bat of Sebastian Fabik. So Mariotti quickly ahead on Fabik, one of the hottest hitters in the GLSCL, as another foul ball. And Fabik is staying alive at the plate. Count remains at 0-2.
Yeah, I wonder what Mariotti's pitching background is, as he's not slated in any appearances in this past spring either at Concordia.
The 0-2 line drive deep out into left center field. Ranging back as a center fielder, making the one-hand catch is Burlingame for a long out off the bat of Sebastian Fabik. And now loud and heavy plays as Chris Gambert strolls up to the plate. Chris Gambert, well, he is a big guy, waiting to see how far he can hit the ball. Does not have a home run yet this season, but he has shown the power, especially in pregame batting practice, as he swings at the first pitch offering from Mariotti and fouls it off towards the right side and out of play. So Chris Gambert, he doubled on a ball that started on the infield and rolled it all the way out into the outfield as the 0-1 for Mariotti misses high for ball one. And coming into this series, we knew that the Richmond Jazz were short on pitching, just like the Southern Ohio Copperheads, as the 1-1 misses low and inside for ball two.
But the Jazz are much more thin than even the Copperheads are, as there's been position guys coming in the pitch in every game for them so far this series.
The 2-1 is swung on and lifted a mile high, ranging towards the Copperheads dugout, and it will smack on the concrete just behind the dugout as the count goes to 2 balls and 2 strikes with 1 away here in the bottom of the 4th inning, with the Richmond Jazz leading 1-0. For the Jazz, 1 run on 2 hits, no errors as the 2-2 is delivered. Line drive, this one's lifted out deep out into center field, but ranging back this time and catching it with his glove is Burlingame. So Burlingame has seen 2 long outs come his way. He's just been able to range over there, as Chris Gambert is now retired for the 2nd out here in the bottom of the 4th.
Yeah, a couple of balls barreled up here by Fabik and Gambert so far this inning, but the outfield is playing deep for the Jazz right now, so unable to find a gap, and Burlingame's been able to back up and make the plays.
Zion Avery bangs one through the hole on the left side as Zion Avery picks up his first hit of the day. Avery, before that at-bat, was 2 for 13 on the season, batting .154 as he'll raise his batting average. Avery grounded out to second his first time up, but then just rolled the ball through the hole on the left side in between third and short for his hit. And now the Copperheads have a runner on base for Daniel Cruz. Cruz watches a fastball ride inside for strike 1. And for Cruz, he was responsible for the ball that was hit out into left field that knocked Wickman out of the game. Probably knocked his wind out too, as the fastball rides high, 1 ball, 1 strike. Wickman made a nice play chasing down Daniel Cruz's ball. He made the catch and then banged into the wooden fence as a line drive off the bat of Daniel Cruz slices foul and rolls up the third base line. Count at 1 ball and 2 strikes now. So 1-2 the count. Zion Avery not shying far away from first, and now Cruz will pop one up, going to the left side and reaching the grass on foul territory. So the count remain at 1 ball and 2 strikes. And Bob Wren Stadium has a couple of grass mounds on either side, down the left field side and during the right field side. Just an elevated place where fans can go and sit as the 1-2 rides high. 2 balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th inning. But perfect places for fans to sit as a 2-2 is swung on and missed, and swinging out of his shoes was Daniel Cruz The first strikeout on the day for Brody Mariotti, and the third out of the inning here in the bottom of the fourth. It's the Richmond Jazz 1, the Southern Ohio Copperheads nothing, as we enter into the top of the fifth. You're listening to the Copperheads Media Network, presented by Ohio Health. Fans, Jackie O's Pub and Brewery is the official pregame and postgame hangout for the Copperheads. Be sure to meet us there before and after every game. From your pint to your plate, Jackie O's proudly presents over 40 beers on draft, produced right here in Athens. Newly remodeled public house and kitchen menu, uptown in-house bakery, 22-acre farm and taproom facility lunch specials, and locally sourced dinners 7 days a week. 100-plus person outdoor patio, uptown. Learn more at jackios.com. Instagram or Facebook today. After the game, be sure to stop by Jackie O's Uptown or the Tap Room in Campbell Street. Just because the game ended doesn't mean your night has to. Jackie O's, the official pregame and postgame sponsor of your Copperheads.
Ty Krinberger from Pompano, Florida. You're listening to Ched's Media.
Ty Krinberger hasn't really seen much action out there in center field, as Mandela has been pretty good so far as he's through 4 as we're here in the top of the 5th inning, with the Richmond Jazz leading the Southern Ohio Copperheads 1-0. Not a lot of balls lifted out into center or really anywhere into the outfield, as Mandela has been a ground ball pitcher thus far. Standing in at the plate is Jace Felker. Felker flew out to center field his last time, one of the few balls to reach the outfield in today's game for the Richmond Jazz, but they do hold the 1-0 lead. As now the 1-0 is a line drive off the bats of Felker. Goes past the diving first baseman Zion Avery and out into right field. Felker will just trot into second base, and he has a stand-up double to lead things here in the top of the 5th. Zion Avery tried to dive, bring his glove up, but he couldn't, as the ball went right in between Avery, the first baseman, and the first base foul line. So just squeaking the ball in there was Jace Felker. He's on second base with the leadoff double.
Felker got around on that ball, able to yank it down the line just past the diving Avery and pull into second base.
Top of the order now for the Richmond Jazz as the first pitch fastball misses from Jackson Mandela. Noah Suarez at the plate. Suarez struck out looking his first time up and grounded out to short in his previous at-bat as a 1-0 is delivered. Ground ball over towards short. A bouncing runner as Jace Felker advances to third base. The throw is made to first for a ground out fielder's choice to Noah Suarez. And now there's a runner 90 feet away from scoring for the Richmond Jazz. And the fielder's choice.
It was a good job by Erickson. He bobbled that ball at short, made a good strong throw over to get the speedy Suarez in time, despite the runner moving up.
So the ground ball to short to retire Suarez, and now Jake Burlingame at the plate as he ropes one down the line, but foul into right field. So it'll be Burlingame, then Caleb Meeks. Meeks again coming in for Ryan Wickman, who crashed into the outfield fence. 0-1 the count into Jake Burlingame. Burlingame has walked twice to Mandela, and now Mandela is quickly ahead of Jake Burlingame. 0-2. Infield has been brought in for the Southern Ohio Copperheads. Outfield playing straight away. 0-2 count to Jake Burlingham as Mandela will deal from the windup. The 0-2. Curveball just rides high for ball number 1.
Yeah, Mandela unable to get on top of that breaking ball. Just kind of slipped out of the hand there and stayed high.
So now 1 ball and 2 strikes is the count as it's delivered. Curveball swung on a miss, strike 3. Big strikeout for Jackson Mandela. And not sure what Jake Burlingame was doing, looking back at the home plate umpire Scott Boner. As Boner just kind of looked at him as Jake Burlingame just swung through the pitch, and now Caleb Meeks will arrive at the plate. First pitch delivered to Meeks is in for a called strike, 0-1. That's the third strikeout now for Mandela, as the pitch misses low and away, evens up the count at 1 apiece. Mandela did not have a strikeout since the top of the first, where he struck out the first and third batters as they swing and a pop fly out into right field, slicing foul, bouncing on the dirt. The only remaining dirt here at Bob Wren Stadium, as the infield is turf, outfield just normal grass with a dirt warning track and foul lines along the sides. So 1 ball, 2 strikes is the count with 2 outs, a runner on third base for the Richmond Jazz. Jackson Mandela looking to avoid any damage here as the 1-2 is delivered outside for ball 2. So the count is even at 2 balls and 2 strikes with 2 away here in the top of the 5th. Richmond Jazz 1, Copperheads nothing as the 2-2 is swung on and missed, strike 3. 2 big strikeouts for Jackson Mandela as he is able to get out of the top of the 5th inning unscathed. It's the Jazz 1, Copperheads coming to the plate in the bottom of the 5th. As you're listening to the Copperheads on the Copperhead Media Network, presented by Ohio Health.
Don't forget to stop by Kona Ice behind the press box on the third base side. Locally owned and operated by Rich Hayes of Athens. They offer tropical shaved ice in an assortment of flavors. And be sure to ask about their fundraising opportunities.
Rocky Brands is much more than you think. Rocky Brands is a global leader in the footwear and apparel market with over 1,500 distributors of Rocky, Georgia Boot, and Durango brands nationwide. Rocky Brands designs, develops, and markets hardworking boots, outdoor footwear, and apparel designed for every pursuit and fashionable women, footwear that invites you to live a little on the edge. And they do it all right here in Southeast Ohio. To see the whole Rocky Brand story, go to rockybrands.com.
I'm Sam Worsing. I'm from Wright State. I'm listening to the Copperheads Media Network.
Sam Worsing, one of the starting pitchers in the rotation for the Copperheads. Started one of the games here in the series, as it'll be Reese Trahey, Jacob Erickson, and Ty Crittenberger all due up here in the bottom of the 5th inning, with the Richmond Jazz leading the Southern Ohio Copperheads by a score of 1-0. On the mound is Brody Mariotti in his first pitching appearance, well, probably in a while, as the first pitch fastball into Reese Trahey is called for a strike, 0-1. As you said, Mador, just no pitching appearances in the spring. No pitching appearances yet, except for this one here in the GLSCL. As the 1-1 is pitched just a bit outside for 2 balls and 1 strike. So Brody Mariotti towing the rubber for our first time in a long time. 2-1 swung on, line drive out into left field, but ranging under it is the right fielder Meeks, who makes the catch. 1 out in the bottom of the 5th. And Jacob Erickson comes to the plate. Erickson struck out swinging his last time up in the bottom of the 2nd inning. That was the first strikeout for the starter, Evan Roberts, as Mariotti pitches now into Jacob Erickson. A swing and a miss for strike 1. Evan Roberts went 3 innings, allowed a hit, no runs, no walks, and only had 1 strikeout, which was Erickson. The 0-1 is taken for a called strike. So a swinging strike and a looking strike brings the count to no balls and 2 strikes. With 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th, Mariotti's pitch is watched for a ball, low and inside, ball 1. Erickson came in today as he swings and bounces one, a 1-hopper over towards third. The throw in time to get the speedy Erickson for the 2nd out here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Before that, Erickson was batting .091 on the season, as he has had a couple early season struggles. He's been working on it, trying to get some early batting practice and just trying to keep on improving. But he's a A-plus defender out in the field. Is Ty Crittenberger now, first pitch swing, and lifts this one out into right center field. Pointing up into the air is Suarez, and the right fielder will circle under it. Cole Antle to make the one-hand grab and retire the side here in the bottom of the 5th. So another 1-2-3 inning for the Southern Ohio Copperheads in the bottom of the 5th inning as Richmond Jazz hold a 1-0 lead over the Copperheads. As you're listening to the Copperhead Media Network presented by Ohio Health.
State Farm and agent Shauna Stump are proud supporters of Copperheads baseball. Visit our West Union Street office or call 593-6882 today to discuss all your insurance and financial service needs. See us celebrating 14 years of service to the Athens community. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Schneider, Fuller & Stroh is one of the premier financial and insurance firms in the region. If you have questions regarding your financial, insurance, or employee benefit package, please call Mark Schneider, Jim Fuller, or Dan Stroh at 740-594-8385 or visit them online at www.schneiderfullerstroh.com. That is SNIDERFULLERSTROH.com.
The Cat's Eye Saloon at 12 North Court Street features a great selection of craft beers on tap and in the bottle 365 days a year. The Cat's Eye Saloon is a proud supporter of the Southern Ohio Copperheads and all Ohio University athletics. The Cat's Eye Saloon, your home away from home, open 7 days a week.
The Copperheads.
Hi, I'm Cameron Siglitz from Western Kentucky University, and you're listening to Copperheads Media Network.
Mandela is still out on the mound for the Southern Ohio Copperheads as the Richmond Jazz only have one run against him. But the Copperheads unable to plate any run support for Mandela. Mandela went 6 strong in his debut for the Copperheads. It was the debut for these new Copperheads as the season is fairly young. So you got the year opener, the season opener against the Licking County Settlers at Don Edwards Park. We're here at Bob Wren Stadium. Joey Medore alongside Connor Mills. We'll be with you home and away all season long. Mike Steffen, Eric Roberts, and Zach Giroux all due up here in the top of the 6th inning. As the first pitch into Mike Steffen is in for a called strike, 0-1. For Mike Steffen, popped out to second base and had a sac fly, responsible for the only RBI against Mandela today and on the season. As the fastball misses outside for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike, nobody out here in the top of the 6th inning. 1-1 offering is taken high, 2-1. Mandela, 76 pitches so far in today's game. As the 2-1 is swung on, ground ball over towards a hole on the right side that gets through and rolls out into right field. Steffen has his first hit of the day.
Yeah, Steffen was able to keep his hands inside, the inside pitch from Mandela, and rip it right in between Avery and Iverson. Nothing either one of them could do. And the Jazz, for back-to-back innings, have a leadoff base runner.
Well, Jace Felker led things off in the top of the 5th inning. He had a double. And Mike Steffen just with a single here in the top of the 6th inning. Runner on first base for the Richmond Jazz as a curveball offering into Eric Roberts, the pitcher and also hitter on the day. No designated hitter used by the Richmond Jazz as pitch was in for a called strike, 0-1 with no outs here in the top of the 6th inning. The 0-1 swung on, lifted out towards the left, and out of play. Corners are in for the Southern Ohio Copperheads. Infield back to double play depth. It's Copperheads with the green jerseys, yellow lettering with yellow sleeves. 0-2 count into Eric Roberts. The pitch swung on and fouled straight back. Count remains no balls and 2 strikes. Roberts grounded out to second in his 2 trips to the plate as the 0-2 curveball that doesn't break rides high for a ball. So 1-2 the count to Roberts. And the delivery from Mandela is another foul ball off the bat of Roberts. Pitch count now reaches 4 in the at-bat. About 83 pitches pitched for Mandela now. Mandela stepping off. Checks the runner at first, and Mike Steffen. And now back on the rubber. Right foot back towards first. Runner's going. The throw is for a ball, and the throw down to second. Tag can't be applied by Erickson as the ball bounces around. A stolen base is complete by Steffen, and now there's a runner in scoring position with nobody out here in the top of the 6th inning. So Mike Steffen steals second base. Count is even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. And Mandela ready to pitch. His offering swung on, bouncing ball over towards first on a couple hops. Zion Avery takes it, and he'll take it himself. The runner advances to third base, and now for the 2nd straight inning, the Copperheads will have to deal with the runner on third for the Richmond Jazz.
That was a nicely executed pitch there from Mandela, breaking ball down in the zone. Gets Roberts' roll over it to the first baseman, but the runner does move up 90 feet. And now a fly ball is all it could take for the Jazz to get their 2nd run.
That's all it took to get their only run so far, as it was a sacrifice fly as a pitch, a bunt attempt pulled back, called strike on Zach Giroux. Steffen had the sacrifice fly in the top of the 3rd inning as the infield has been drawn in for the Copperheads. The 0-1 is swung on and fouled off and back over the press box. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Copperheads looking to keep this game at a 1-run deficit, as it's the Jazz 1, Copperheads nothing. Mandela from the windup. He is ready and deals the 0-2. Ground ball through the hole on the right side for a base hit. An RBI single for Zach Giroux. As the Richmond Jazz extend their lead, it is now the Jazz 2, Copperheads nothing.
Yeah, it's a tough play for Zion Avery, especially being drawn in on the grass. The runner on third as that ball just hit too hard by Zach Giroux, and it gets by him into right field. Now the Jazz have a 2-0 lead on the Copperheads.
It's a ball that, if Zion Avery was playing a little bit back, could have potentially made a play, as now Austin Dunphy will take a walk out to the mound and point out to the bullpen, as we'll see a pitching change. So Jackson Mandela goes 5 1/3, but does not get into the 6th inning, as it's the Richmond Jazz 2, the Copperheads nothing. We'll introduce the new pitcher when we return right here on the Copperheads Media Network, presented by Ohio Health.
The Cat's Eye Saloon at 12 North Court Street features a great selection of craft beers on tap and in the bottle 365 days a year. The Cat's Eye Saloon is a proud supporter of the Southern Ohio Copperheads and all Ohio University athletics. The Cat's Eye Saloon, your home away from home, open 7 days a week.
The Copperheads would like to thank Wendy's for their support of the team and players. If you're hungry, stop into Wendy's, located off of Richland Avenue and East State Street. Check the back of your ticket stub for a free small Frosty with any purchase.
Stephanie Wood, Ohio Realty, will help you find your next safe home. Stephanie Wood, bringing home the results and going the extra distance.
Ambassador Laundry, your locally owned and operated.
Ambassador Laundry, your locally owned and operated laundry and dry cleaning business, is a proud sponsor of the Copperheads. Stop by 15 West Stimson for all your laundry and dry cleaning needs.